Back to pass, drifting to his right, launches down the right numbers. This ball's in the air. This ball's picked. Intercepted at the goal line. Darius Williams goes to get it right in front of Juwan Jennings, and LA has the first takeaway of Thursday Night Football. They do it with a 9-6 lead.
Time to recap it all on the Rams postgame show with Travis Rogers and Kirk Morrison. Rams get the win in Santa Clara and get the season sweep over the San Francisco 49ers. Rams are now 7-6. Get a nice little break before heading to see the Jets in Week 16. We're all over it right now. Let's kick it off on a victory Thursday night. Rams postgame show starts right now.
Hi, this is Sean McVey of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
With Kirk Morrison, here is your host, Travis Rogers.
Rams house. How about that, Kirk? How about what did we say when we signed off on the pregame show earlier today? The question isn't how did you win, how many did you win by? The question is
got it right here for the people. Got it right here.
You win? And the answer is the Rams win the game 12-6. They win a game in which they don't score a touchdown. They win a game in which they don't allow a touchdown. It might not have been pretty. There's not going to be a bunch of highlight plays on SportsCenter, but what it is the Rams' 8th win of the season. It is their 3rd win in a row, and it continues to be true. The Rams control their own destiny in 2024 when it comes to winning the NFC West.
Man, it's so much to talk about. So much. I got it written right here, what we talked about. They won't ask you how you won.
Yep.
They're going to ask you, did you win? That's it. And the Rams won the football game today. It's what I talked about, Travis. This is December football. December football is different. This isn't September and October. This isn't where the sun is out, it's bright, it's 125 out there on the green grass, and everyone's got shorts and T-shirts on, and you're saying, go team, go. This was a nasty AFC North kind of game, right? Outdoors, the elements, and what team was going to be able to handle the elements best? The Rams treaded water throughout that first half, and in the second half, they went out and won a football game without scoring a touchdown. That told me a lot about Sean McVey, a lot about this football team. Look, you can win a shootout versus Buffalo, but then you can also win nasty and grimy like they did against the 49ers, a team that's playing for their playoff lives or their season, and the Rams come out victorious.
It's almost the negative image, the reverse image of what we saw on Sunday, where they gave up 6 touchdowns to one guy in Josh Allen, but they scored 7 touchdowns or 6 touchdowns and a field goal themselves. And it was an offensive game that was no defense, and this was not much offense to speak of. A little bit in the third quarter. They had that one nice long drive, and they made some plays along the way, but neither team could do anything offensively. Both defenses stepped up and played in a big way, and the Rams continue to find a way to get it done. They have now won 7 of their last 9. They've won 3 in a row for the first time all season, and it wasn't pretty, but they won, and that's what matters.
Like, Travis, let's be honest. Josh Allen showed why he was Josh Allen last week.
Yep.
You mean to tell me Brock Purdy is $60 million worth of Josh Allen? Get out of here. Stop it. People, stop it. Get out of here. Don't tell me that. We saw the quarterback Brock Purdy today. And if you put up a blind resume of Brock Purdy and Josh Allen, one of these things doesn't fit. One of these things is not like the other. I'm not trying to bash Brock Purdy, but when I hear what the 49ers are going to probably have to pay him next offseason, today was the day where you needed Brock Purdy to be Brock Purdy. It didn't happen. Matthew Stafford showed you why he's Matthew Stafford. He's the reason why that everything could be going bad. He's fighting with Sean McVey on the sideline, and what happens? He makes the play that's needed, hits Puka Nacua for the big game.
Yeah, it was a perfect example of having a guy that can make something happen when you need to have something. Matthew Stafford did not have the game that they're going to hang in the Canton, Ohio Museum, right? That's not what this was. But what it was good enough, and he made the plays that he needed to make when he needed to make them. Brock Purdy had guys open a couple of times. They had opportunity. Yeah. Deebo Samuel dropped a big pass early in the third quarter. Matthew Stafford, 16 out of 27 for 160 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But that was more, or 160, I should say, not 16. 142 yards, 14 out of 31 for Brock Purdy. but he did have the big interception, Darius Williams, in the fourth quarter that kind of put the game on ice for the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams just stayed in their zone, stayed what they were doing. They communicated in the back end. They were without Kobe Durant today, and they were able to – Akella Weatherspoon made some outstanding plays in the big moments, right, knocking that pass away that was, over the middle, a deep ball from Purdy. I just thought that everybody just did their job. They stopped the run. Chris Shula, I tip my cap to you, Chris Shula. Congratulations, buddy. You held the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan to 6 points.
Yep.
They
sure did.
And I don't know if they even threatened really scoring inside of the red zone. You know what I mean?
Point.
So
that's a great point.
We're going to talk about Stafford. We're going to talk about the Rams offense and Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and the guys who didn't have catches. But there was not a moment during the game, except maybe at the end, where you felt like, man, the 49ers are getting on a roll. It's every single time the Rams defense stood tall. They made the plays that were needed. And a young defense, Sean McVey put it on their shoulders. He kicked field goals. He didn't go for it. He said, look, I'm going to kick field goals and put it on my young defense. And we're seeing that, those moments against New England, right? Those moments over the last couple weeks, this defense, man, playing lights out.
And a big night from Kyron Williams. That is where we will start next. Plus, your phone calls, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. The Rams beat the Niners, their third in a row, both in this season and over the Niners over the last two. That's all coming up next on the Rams Postgame Show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Hey, Rams fans, we've teamed up with Bloom Ranch to ensure we have the healthiest fans in the league. That's why we're committed to delivering some of the freshest fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using #BloomRamFit.
Huddle up, guys. Here's the play. Get to Unifi Financial Credit Union on 3. Just hit any of Unifi's 11 SoCal branches to join the winning financial team. They've got everything to tackle your financial goals. And the faster you join, the sooner you take those savings to the end zone. Plus, you'll score exclusive LA Rams experiences like chances to meet other players or tickets to a game or suite. Join online at unifyfcu.com. Break. Insured by the NCUA, Unifi Financial Credit Union is the official credit union of your Los Angeles Rams.
Rams fans, welcome to another game day at the Gridiron. After seeing your beautiful automobiles at the tailgate, we're calling an audible so you can save on gas. That's right, Rams fans, score big on game days. Save 35 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. That's a touchdown for the tailgate. Download the Shell app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and fill up with the official fuel of the Los Angeles Rams. Restrictions apply. Limited time at participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com/Rams.
Healthcare is full of questions, and for over 80 years, Quidel Ortho has delivered answers. From one season to the next, healthcare teams around the country have trusted our medical diagnostics expertise to help them make winning decisions for their patients. From home to hospital, lab to clinic, we are a key player on patients' medical teams. And here in LA, we are proud to be an official partner of the Los Angeles Rams. Quidel Ortho, changing lives one test at a time. Learn more at QuidelOrtho.com.
I love opening gifts for myself because, I really get me. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Gift a Day Giveaway. 15 days, 15 gifts. Earn 500 points on your rewards card and get that day's great gift. Now till the 20th.
Number 2.
The Hilarious, Just Hilarious. Live January 11th.
And the number 1 reason.
It's the holidays. It's Morongo. It's good times.
Morongo. Good times.
After a massive win over the Buffalo Bills, your Los Angeles Rams return home with a playoff berth within reach. Rep the Royal in Seoul and pack SoFi Stadium as Matthew Stafford and the Rams seek revenge against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. The stage is set for a race to the playoffs. Grab your tickets today at therams.com/AZ. Again, that is therams.com/AZ to watch your Rams battle the Cardinals on Saturday, December 28th or Sunday, December 29th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
Don't forget you can hear every moment of Rams football in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Rams game day tile, and bam, you got it in the palm of your hand. This is the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network. Season sweep over the Niners is complete. It was an ugly Week 15 win on Thursday Night Football, but we'll take it. And the fearsome Rams defense stepped up.
Here it is from midfield. Pressure coming. Purdy hit. Purdy sacked. Game over. Christian Roseboom clinches it. The Rams have a 3-game winning streak, and they sweep San Francisco 12-6 the final.
We react right now on the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. Call, be part of the show, 877-710-ESPN. The Rams postgame show continues right now. Back to Travis and Kirk.
Kirk, like our producer Emily Hebel said, 12-6 feels like a Dodger-Rocky game in the middle of July. It does not necessarily feel like an NFL game. And also, like she likes to say, who cares? The Rams won anyway. They get their 8th win of the season, and it is all good news in Ramsland. Up next, the New York Jets a week from Sunday. That's an early morning 10 a.m. kickoff. The Rams are in control of their own destiny. They feel like they're doing what they did a year ago, Kirk, which is, the first part of the season kind of ugly, to be honest, and not really inspiring a whole lot of confidence. And then a few wins that might not have been the prettiest thing in the world, but now all of a sudden they're clicking, they're winning some football games, and now they have real momentum. You win 7-9 in this league, you're playing pretty darn well.
They're a confident bunch, and you love to see that you can call any play in the playbook, and you have the confidence that your team can go out there and execute, whether it's on offense, whether it's on defense. I mean, let's give the special teams units today. They did their part, right? They made their field goals. They made their punts. I mean, they had their punts. Outside of the horse collar tackle at the end on Charles Woods, who was on the practice squad last week, we can clean that up. But all three phases had a hand in this win. Offense, just stayed gritty. It was times where they could have scored touchdowns. They didn't. They settled for the 3 points. There were defensive stops that they made. And the young guys just went out there and played their hearts out. Roseboom in the tackles that he made. I thought Spates was getting downhill. Quentin Lake, I mean, come on, man. He was playing outside of his mind. And look, Darius Williams has had an up and down season, right? He started off with injuries, but man, experience in December. Say that again. Experience in December showed itself today in a situation where there's a little bit of panic by the 49ers. They switched they switched the personnel late. The Rams are able to communicate, and Darius Williams, who knows that, okay, I can't get beat over my head, and it made an outstanding, I won't call it a Willie Mays-esque type of catch, but it was an over-the-shoulder. And in San Francisco, I think you can probably say that with all the Giants fans. So huge play by Darius Williams that gave the Rams, I thought, the victory.
Like you said, all three phases contributing, offensive, defensive, and special teams. Josh Carty accounting for all the Rams points. Rams win 12-6. Let's take some of these phone calls. 877-710-ESPN. If you want to get in, that is the number, 877-710-3776. Let's start with Brian in Anaheim. Brian, you're on with Travis and Kirk on the Rams postgame show. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Hey, thanks for having me. Just want to say, go Rams. The defense, like you guys have mentioned, really stepped up. We played, it wasn't the prettiest game, but we get the win, and a win's a win. We're trying to clinch the division, get at the top of the leaderboard there. Jets next week should be an easy dub. Cardinals and Seahawks
let me stop. No, Brian, let me stop you. Let me stop you. See, this is what the fans do. We cannot do that, Brian, okay? We cannot do that. You don't overlook another football team, okay? There's some guys over there playing for their jobs. They're playing for the right to stay in the league. They're going to give everything that they got. So I just had to stop you. I'll let you finish, but don't do that with the teams, man. I love to hear the conversation, but there's too many guys. Aaron Rodgers is trying to play for his job. He's playing for his career. That dude is trying to play like he's Joe Namath. So let's watch out before we say that's a dub. All right, go ahead, Brian. Finish up, man.
Whoa. I don't know, man. I'll just say this. It's week 15. If Aaron Rodgers wanted to play for his team, he should have started week 2. Okay? That's it. But, hey,
I got you, Brian.
Look,
I'm teasing you, brother.
Tonight we got the win.
Yeah.
And, super stoked. So happy on that. I also want to just point out Deebo Samuel talking a little smack on Twitter, not really showing up tonight. So a little funny to see it come out. Not throwing shade, just funny how it plays out, man. Hey, thanks for having me. I don't have much else to say. I just wanted to say go Rams and happy to get the dub.
There we
go. You got it, Brian. Thanks
Appreciate
for the
that,
call.
brother. Appreciate it, Brian.
Yeah, Deebo did, he chirping a little bit, which, by the way, not a big deal. That's fine. I don't mind a guy asking for the ball, asking for an opportunity to make some plays. But if you do get an opportunity and they throw the ball, You better pack it up. You better be ready to go. Kirk, he had a huge drop early in the third quarter that I think if he holds on to that ball, he walks into the end zone. I think he's in the clear at that point. And who knows how it plays out from there, but it is, you know how I do it. I got my notes. I got everything written. It's literally the first thing on my page getting ready for that postgame show is that Debo dropped, changed a whole bunch of momentum, because if they score a touchdown right there, it changes a lot of things as far as play calling and defense, momentum, all those things. That was a big drop by Debo.
It was a big drop. There were 3 plays in this game, Travis. 3 plays in this game that I say really changed the tide of how it is, right? The one was that drop by Deebo Samuel that you mentioned, okay? Mm-hmm. The interception by Darius Williams, that was also a big play that changed the tide of the game. And that 51-yard bomb from Matthew Stafford to Puka Nacua, those were 3 plays that changed the whole the whole tide of this game. The Rams were able to get a field goal on that big Puka Nacua play. They stopped the 49ers' attempt of getting a touchdown on that drive with the interception by Darius Williams. And then Deebo Samuel drops the ball, and the 49ers did not score a touchdown on that drive. I believe they kicked the field goal.
They did. They kicked the field goal to go up 6-3.
So you're talking about a 4-point swing that possibly could have had the 49ers driving to kick a 3 to win at the end instead of having to get a touchdown at the end.
And it gave the Rams all the confidence in the world. They knew they were going to score a field goal or 2 or 3 more along the way. A touchdown, that was the big question. Was anybody going to score a touchdown? And the Niners certainly had a chance there, and they didn't take advantage of it. Tons of Rams fans want to get in on this. You're going to hear from all of them. They're as fired up as you and I are, Kirk. Rams win 12-6. More are your phone calls. Plus, we'll hear from the Rams head coach, Sean McVey, plus Kobe Turner, who had a big night as well. It's all coming up on the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Don't you love the sounds of the holiday season? The bells, the sleighs. Woohoo! If so, your holiday's now even more magical, because now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you can take home your favorite Hyundai with some of the season's greatest savings.
Drive away now in one of our most popular models with 0% APR and 0 payments for 90 days. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Transitioning out of the military, it's difficult. Just about everything around you changes. I would get phone calls that brothers were dying, some of them to suicide. And I'd found myself in another cold cemetery. And I started to wonder if I was next. It's a struggle to know that you're facing challenges, but not be ready to face them. Sleep doesn't come easy, and when it comes, it doesn't last long. You're tired all the time. I didn't reach out for that help, but thank God my wife did. She got me registered for Wounded Warrior Project. Talking to somebody that would listen to me and understood my story helped me realize that it was time to change. There's a new fight, there's a new mission, and that's something I am eternally grateful for.
See how we help warriors combat stigma at woundedwarriorproject.org/combat stigma.
Ho, ho, ho! It's Christmas Eve, and Max and Daisy are busy decorating their exquisite tree.
Okay, Daisy, hit the lights.
Perfect. What's next?
Delivering gifts. Gifts of hope.
This Christmas, Max, Daisy, and their fellow guide dogs bring comfort and joy to those who need it most. Find hope at dogsinc.org. Ho, ho, ho!
Ready, Daisy?
Ready, Max. Ready to give hope.
Don't forget you can hear every moment of Rams football in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Rams game day tile, and bam, you got it in the palm of your hand. This is the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Here's 3rd and 12. Pressure up the middle. Purdy escapes left side, and he's dragged down as he does. Trying to get out the side door, Kobe Turner, the conductor, with a sack on 3rd down.
Season sweep over the Niners is complete. It was an ugly Week 15 win on Thursday Night Football, but we'll take it. And the fearsome Rams defense stepped up. We react right now on the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. Call, be part of the show, 877-710-ESPN. The Rams postgame show continues right now. Back to Travis and Kirk.
All right, more of your phone calls in just a couple of seconds here. But, Kirk, what would you have thought if I would have told you that at the end of the night tonight, Matthew Stafford would have only thrown for 160 yards, Cooper Kupp would have 0 catches. Let me say that again. Cooper Kupp, 0 catches along the way, and they were playing against a 49er team that absolutely had to have it. What would you have thought the final score might be?
Oh, man, I would have thought that the Rams were probably losing this football game. I thought that maybe they couldn't get anything going. I would have thought that Matthew Stafford was sacked, 5 or 6 times, and just it was not their night. But I thought the Rams dictated the pace of the game. I think the first quarter was dominated by the 49ers, and in quarters 2 through 4, it was all about the Rams. They found something that worked, and they started to play keep away, which I thought was great. Just run the football. It was one of those games where it was hard for the quarterback to grip the football. The elements we saw it with the 49ers and the Buffalo Bills a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. The 49ers are showing they can't play in the elements, right? They cannot play in the elements. They can't play in snow. They now show they can't play in the rain, so where are they good at? But now it's too late. The season's over. You've lost too many games. And it's just one of those things where, look, the Rams had a season like this a couple years ago where it's just not going for it. You got injuries to Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams. Hugh Fungo's been in and out. Dre Greenlaw came back today, but he was out for pretty much the whole season.
The whole second half, yeah.
So let's just call it what it is, right? It's one of those years that it's just not your year, and the Rams took full advantage of that. There's no excuses today. They played at home, the 49ers did. And Matthew Stafford was just a better quarterback today, and it was on full display, especially in the second half.
Rams getting on that plane here any minute now with a win and an 8-6 record and control of the NFC West. If they can win against Arizona and the Seattle Seahawks, they will be the NFC West champions. Of course, they got the game next weekend against the New York Jets as well. Let's try another phone call here. Let's stay in L.A. with Steve. Steve, you're on with Travis and Kirk on the Rams postgame show. What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys. Great win. The defense stepped up. The Kobe Durant guy and Weatherspoon played the best game they played in weeks since I've seen them play. But, hey, Kirk, can you do me a favor? Can you get a buzzer for DeMarco to buzz Sean McVey and tell him it's okay to run the ball 4 straight times to Kyren Williams inside the red zone or 3rd and 3? And buzz the guy, because this guy does he have an ego or something? What is it, man? Run the ball 4 straight times and win the game. But he refuses. The one time he threw it, Davis Allen held. The other time it's 3rd and 3. Alaric Jackson is not that great of a tackle. Kirk, tell Sean McVay to run the ball 4 straight times. Do it in the playoffs, please.
Man, look, you know what? I'm all for that. I like the Rams running game. I'm a little shocked that they didn't go back to Blake Corum a little bit more. I think Corum only had 3 carries today, Travis. So to me,
did have a nice catch and run after.
There are some things that he did, but Kyren Williams was the hot hand, and McVay is an analytics guy, and the analytics say, you know what? I've got a matchup that I like. I'm going to take full advantage of that matchup. And they were able to do that throughout time. They just didn't score touchdowns today. Remember, there was a holding call that happened. That would have had the Rams 3rd and 1. I think they probably would have ran it on 3rd and 1 if that wasn't a holding call on Davis Allen. And remember, that was a run play. They just had Matthew Stafford doing
Kirk,
it.
I want to stop you right there.
Sure.
I need to see the analytics that say have Matthew Stafford run a zone read on the 5-yard line. I'm going to need to see the math on that, because that was – I literally – I ran it back. I'm like, okay, that had to have been a broken play. There's no way there – I haven't seen Matthew Stafford have a zone read play ever much less in that situation. Now, they ended up getting a field goal. They ended up winning the game and all that. But that was just one of those, wait, huh? Like, what? And I understand his point, Steve's point, that you get down there on that 5-yard line, you got a few chances. Kyren Williams maybe he's not, ripping off 15, 20-yard runs, but he is moving the ball forward each time. That was just one of those head scratchers along the way. Like, that did feel too cute by half in the moment.
Yeah, it did. And, I didn't like it. I think he probably would wish he had that call back, but he dials up some plays throughout the game that you say, wow, I mean, the Rams are driving to really run the clock out, and they go
that
bootleg.
3rd and 5, when they were on like the 30, where they ran the ball, that was one of those. And it worked. And I'm like, okay,
so he's running the ball, right?
Yeah.
in moments,
they ran the ball tonight. It's just that when they get down near that goal line, it's like weird stuff seems to go down.
You have Matthew Stafford who plays this game. Today I was at my kid's school, and they had science day. And so I'm helping out over at science. And it was.
Did you have a lab coat on?
I didn't have the lab coat on, but we were talking about volume and mass, and we're adding all of these numbers, right? And I said that Matthew Stafford is a numbers guy. He looks at the numbers of the defense and says, okay, we're outmanned to this side. Let's check to this play. Sean McVey gives him full autonomy, okay, to go out and just go be you. You have full control of this offense. And sometimes you may like it, sometimes you don't, but I believe in Matthew Stafford until Matthew Stafford proves me wrong. Till I walk away and say, what were you doing, Matthew Stafford?
I
can you tell me those moments?
Everything you're saying. Yeah. I agree with everything you're saying, but I want the last part of that sentence to be with him throwing the ball. Right. If we're going to go down with Matthew Stafford, I'm cool, but it needs to be I'm going down with Matthew Stafford throwing the ball all over the yard, not zone reading on the 5-yard line.
Like I said, I didn't like that particular call, right?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the week before, it was 4th down, and they didn't run a read option. They ran a quick screen to Puka Nacua and had a great block by Cooper Kupp. Those are the plays that I'm
those better.
About. Yeah,
I like those better.
But to your point again, I want to echo that point again. Demarcus Robinson and Cooper Kupp did not have a catch tonight.
Yeah, crazy.
And yet the Rams won a football game. Now, I can only imagine. Okay, so let's play a game real quick. Travis, you ready? Close your eyes for a minute.
Hit me.
You ready? Close your eye.
They're close.
Imagine tonight's game tonight, and instead of the Rams, that was the Philadelphia Eagles who won that game.
Yeah.
And A.J. Brown didn't have a catch.
Yeah.
And come on, man. A.J. Brown would have probably went straight to the podium. They're not throwing me the ball. They got to throw me the ball more.
Yeah.
The goal is winning. And Sean McVey is all about winning. I just want people to realize just how teams are wired differently. When I look at the Rams and everybody, they play for each other. They play tough. They play physical. There's no pointing fingers. I mean, very easily we could have all pointed at Charles Woods and say, man, that was a dumb play. But his teammates rallied around him after that play on the collar, and they went out there and they got a sack at the end of the game to end it for the defense. So that's what I'm most excited about when I see this team, how they play for each other, and they found a way to win. It's not how, but did you?
They did. 12-6. That's right, 12-6. No touch. First game of this season in the entire NFL where no touchdowns had been scored. And if you're on the right side of it and you're a Rams fan, who cares? 12-6 counts, whether it's 46-6. It still counts the same as a W. More of your phone calls, plus we'll hear from the head coach of the Rams, Sean McVey. It's all straight ahead on the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron end-to-end slam dunk right in Paul George's face, and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Kupp. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them, but I think in reality he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Don't forget you can hear every moment of Rams football in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Rams game day tile, and bam, you got it in the palm of your hand. This is the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network. Season sweep over the Niners is complete. It was an ugly Week 15 win on Thursday Night Football, but we'll take it. And the fearsome Rams defense stepped up.
Here it is from midfield. Pressure coming. Purdy hit. Purdy sacked. Game over. Christian Roseboom clinches it. The Rams have a 3-game winning streak, and they sweep San Francisco 12-6 the final.
We react right now on the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. Call, be part of the show, 877-710-ESPN. The Rams postgame show continues right now. Back to Travis and Kirk.
Rams are 8-6. They have swept the 49ers in the 2024 season, and they have beat the 49ers 3 times in a row. How about this? For the first time in 23 years, it's the first time that they've beat the Niners 3 consecutive games. And the man in charge, Sean McVey, he spoke with J.B. Long and Maurice Jones-Drew after the win.
Back at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara following a 12-6 Rams victory, their 3rd in a row. We're joined by the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVey. Coach, where does that game rank on your favorite all-time and ones in which you did not score a touchdown?
Hey, number one. I'll tell you what, though. The thing that I love about this football team, JB, we can win in a variety of ways. We've shown that. I mean, you come off a 44-42 game, and then you win 12-6. I just love this team. I love the grit. I love the resilience. I love the ability for the defense to be able to carry the load for the majority of the day. I love Josh Carty going 4 for 4 on field goals, and then offensively, we were able to sustain enough possession as the game went on. Love to be able to finish those drives with touchdowns, but, hey, those guys did what it took to be able to win a football game. We were able to do some different things in the second half, but, man, what a just a gutsy effort by the defense. Kobe Turner has 2 sacks. What a big-time pick by Darius Williams. I'm just so proud of that group.
Coach, it seemed like the weather dictated a little bit towards the end of that first half of how you were calling plays. You went 5 straight run plays to get into field goal range. What was your thought process going through that first half?
Yeah, it was a lot wetter than I think people realize. It definitely affected just the ability to be able to throw and catch, even just accepting a snap. But it was a lot, rainier and a lot more wet than I think people realize. We weren't able to change out the balls, and so it was definitely a factor with some of the decisions that we were making. But ultimately, the guys did enough, and really proud of them.
On that last drive, you had pretty much kept the keeper game in your back pocket to go to your tight ends in the flats to work the football down the field. What was the intention there, Sean?
Yeah, I probably could have gotten to those a little bit earlier. They were really playing some heavy 8-man fronts throughout the course of the game, and it felt like the field was getting small. And then, Matthew made a couple big-time plays to be able to open it up, and I thought those were key and critical plays for us to be able to extend that drive.
Enjoy your mini-bye and the 3 games behind it coming back, trip to New York.
There we go. Appreciate it, guys.
Sean McVey.
That's Sean McVey. 12-6, the Rams beat the 49ers. And Kirk, the first words out of his mouth were the first words out of your mouth when we started the postgame show, which is the Rams can win in a variety of ways. You want to go toe-to-toe and try to light it up? Okay, cool. Let's go win 44-42. You want to get into a game where nobody scores a touchdown? Okay, cool. We win 12-6. You've got a defense that showed up in the best possible way tonight, a week after the offense showed up in the best possible way, a week after the special teams had a hiccup, missed a PAT a week ago. Yeah. That's the only points of the day. Josh Carty, 4 out of 4 with his right leg. It was one of those days that find a way to do it in the way that you usually do it. Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, that wasn't it. Today was Kyron Williams' defense and field goals.
Travis, I'm not speechless, but it's just so many game balls to throw out, right? I mentioned Chris Shula's bunch. Again, this is the second week in a row that the Rams didn't give up a sack. Okay, that offensive line is out there balling, playing. And to me, that gives Sean McVey the confidence to allow Matthew Stafford to throw the ball down the field when needed, but also be able to hand the ball off to Kyren Williams and, get 3 or 4 first downs. To be able to be patient where a lot of people would get antsy. The Rams started off with 3 straight 3-and-outs to start this football game. They couldn't find anything. But yet the second quarter, they found a way to just kind of catch their legs a little bit. They were backed up on the 8-yard line, and they were able to just get out of the shadows of their own end zone and find a way to flip field position. And I thought they gained momentum in that second quarter and got into the second half, and the rain lightened up a little bit. But it's like I said, it's so many bouquets to really go around for all these guys because everyone had a hand in it. Everyone had a play where you say, wow, that was a great play by this guy. So I know a lot of helmet stickers will be given out tomorrow when they watch the film or whenever they come back and get together and watch the film, because that was a very impressive. It's what I call December football. Again, like it's not September, it's not October, and it's not November. It is December football, which is the toughest. Everything matters. Every play, a drop pass by Deebo Samuel can cost you a football game.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. Those critical moments that we saw today. The 49ers didn't make those plays. The Rams did make those plays.
You make a great point. That when the Rams got pinned on their 1 or 2 yard line, it's like, oh boy, because the field had flipped and it felt, it was a field position game at that point, and the Rams did it. That was finally when they finally got their first down of the night, and they finally at least moved it out to the 30-yard line or so and were able to kind of kick it away. Didn't score any points, but it did take a little bit of pressure off right there. And obviously they came around and found a way to win the game without scoring a touchdown, 12-6. Lots of phone calls still to get to. If you're on hold, stay there. We're going to do that. Plus, a little bit of a moment between Sean McVey and Matthew Stafford on the sidelines. Like seeing it. You know that guys are competing like that. It's all coming up on the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
You know that old saying, you can have it fast or you can have it good? When it comes to hiring, ZipRecruiter has put that saying to bed. Because with ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast, and you get the best person for your job. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology immediately starts showing your job to the right candidates. Get in the end zone with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change, is a proud sponsor of the LA Rams radio broadcast on 710 ESPN. For over 35 years, Valvoline Instant Oil Change has provided quick, convenient maintenance services for busy people. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and more. Rush into your neighborhood Valvoline and let the expert technicians make sure your ride is in peak performance. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and to score game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
When it comes to unique experiences, pick TickPick. You're picking the official fan experience partner of the Los Angeles Rams with no hidden fees ever. So pick TickPick for your chance to enjoy an all-exclusive experience at the TRD Pro Club at SoFi Stadium. A chance to experience the national anthem on the field, or the opportunity to spend time with friends and family on the field pregame. You even have a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Rams-Eagles game November 24th. Don't let fees get between you and a great game day. Download the TickPick app and enjoy the best experiences supporting your Los Angeles Rams.
After a massive win over the Buffalo Bills, your Los Angeles Rams return home with a playoff berth within reach. Rep the Royal in Seoul and pack SoFi Stadium as Matthew Stafford and the Rams seek revenge against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. The stage is set for a race to the playoffs. Grab your tickets today at therams.com/AZ. Again, that is therams.com/AZ to watch your Rams battle the Cardinals on Saturday, December 28th or Sunday, December 29th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
Touchdown. Score big savings with the Albertsons or Vons For You app. It's like having a personal quarterback calling the plays on your wallet. Shop smart, save more. Every time you shop, simply enter your number at checkout and watch the savings add up. Earn points for cash off on gas or groceries. Plus get weekly personalized deals to save even more. It's a winning combination. Download the Albertsons or Vons For You app for free today and start scoring touchdowns on your grocery bill. Full program details available on the app or at Vons or Albertsons.com.
Hey, it's me, your heart valve. The blood flowing thing in your heart. Ooh, hear that? The whole stadium's cheering for heart valve screenings? Detecting heart valve disease is super important, especially if you're over 65. It's deadly if you don't treat it. That's right. Bo! Heart valve disease! Bo! Good news is early detection saves lives. Go to listentoyourvalves.com and get screened for heart valve disease. Oh, and go Rams!
Don't forget you can hear every moment of Rams football in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Rams game day tile, and bam! You got it in the palm of your hand. This is the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Here's 3rd and 12. Pressure up the middle. Purdy escapes left side, and he's dragged down as he does. Trying to get out the side door, Kobe Turner, the conductor, with a sack on 3rd down.
Season sweep over the Niners is complete. It was an ugly Week 15 win on Thursday Night Football, but we'll take it. And the fearsome Rams defense stepped up. We react right now on the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. Call, be part of the show, 877-710-ESPN. The Rams postgame show continues right now. Back to Travis and Kirk.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can
How, right? You win no matter what. You win no matter how. The Rams win 12-6, and I'm looking at some of the highlights on SportsCenter right now, Kirk, and it happened early in the game. Kind of lost track of it. Puka Nacua with another catch to add to his highlight reel where he pinned it against the defender's helmet as they fell to the ground. Puka continues to do some absolutely wild stuff along the way. Let's talk about Kyren Williams before we take some more of these phone calls. And it just seems, Kirk, like he has taken his game to another level. He's over 1,000 yards for the season, and he's been really good for the Rams this year. But the last couple of weeks, and tonight especially, really hard-fought yards, not a bunch of pop plays, just 2, 3, 4 yards a crack. But he just grinded it out all night long for the Rams and really gave them that spark they needed to score some points, because there weren't a lot of touchdowns out there to be had.
No, it was just being efficient, being trustworthy. I thought that Matthew Stafford was able to go away from Cooper Kupp and Demarcus Robinson. I want to go back to Kobe Parkinson. I've been clamoring for him all season long. He made a couple of plays down there at the end. Davis Allen. I mean, these guys were called on when at the most important point of the game. Matthew Stafford found that play in which the 49ers are confused a little bit, and they find Parkinson for a first down. So I just thought that overall, thinking about what Puka was able to do, thinking about what Kyron's able to do, like you're able to share the wealth, right? And I don't think that this was their best game plan today. Like they didn't have time to truly go out and game plan against the 49ers. Like they haven't had a chance to clean up the mistakes from last week against the Buffalo Bills, and yet they find a way to win, man. That's outstanding coaching on the run, on the fly. They made adjustments in the second quarter. You talked about it a little bit. You teased at the break. Sean McVey and Matthew Stafford arguing on the sideline. Mm-hmm. You know why they're arguing? Because they want to be great.
Yeah.
They want to be great. And Matthew Stafford has earned that right to talk to his head coach and say, hey, coach, it wasn't there. They brought an extra corner over there, and it was just not there. So I tried to make a play, and it just was not there. I saved us 3 points. He didn't put the ball in harm's way in the second half. Now, there's a couple of plays that got lost early on. He said it, hey, man, I tried to give an interception away early on in the game. But as the rain kind of subsided, he was able to get better grip on the football, and you can see his decision-making got a lot better in the second half.
It's the first time in Matthew Stafford's career that he has gone 5 games in a row without an interception, and it's not because he didn't try to throw 1 or 2 tonight. It's that the 49er defenders weren't able to cash in on it, but a new career high for Matthew Stafford, 5 games in a row without an interception. Let's try another phone call here. Let's go to the Valley this time, and Mickey in Encino. Mickey, you're on with Travis and Kirk. What's up, Mickey?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. This was a great win. You guys have played this game. You go out with conditions that are tough. You got a team playing at home and fighting for their playoff lives. You got weather conditions that are tough. And the first quarter, you can't even get a first down. But 54 guys that sat on that sideline said, tonight we are not losing this game, no matter what. And that's what it is, because that mindset sets in. You're not going to lose this game tonight, whatever happens.
It's a lot of young players who are learning how to win, who are going through December for the first time. When you think about a Braden Fisk and a Jared Verse and a McCullough, right? These are guys going through December for the first time. Byron Young and Kobe Turner, they went through it. They got a taste of it last year. Same thing with Quentin Lake. So you're pulling guys along with you. Spates is a rookie. He's going through this for the first time. So I love that your older veteran said, hey, look, if you don't know, ask somebody. And if not, follow me. Follow my lead. Mm-hmm. I'll show you how to do it. And the Rams have been showing that with the guys who are out there playing. Think about if John Johnson was available, right? Cameron Kitchen's another. He's a rookie. These dudes are playing big minutes, right? In the big critical games. Cameron Curl, your free agent pickup from Washington, they're playing big boy minutes, and they're playing and making their plays when needed, man. That's all you can ask.
Couple of big defensive plays on George Kittle in the second half in particular that were, guys that you might not have thought were going to win a matchup like that. They found a way to do it. And just they kept showing up time and time again on the defensive side and did just enough on the offensive side to make it happen. Let's try another one. Stay in the Valley with Matt this time. Matt, you're on with Travis and Kirk. What's up, Matt? Matt's not there. Let's try another one. Let's go to let's try Ralph in Fontana. Ralph in Fontana, you're on with Travis and Kirk. What's up?
Hey, guys. Just a quick note on it. Al Michaels has been known to be a Rams fan.
Yes.
He's a good luck charm. Not only did he announce both Super Bowl wins, he announced the 2 Thursday night wins this year and the Thursday night win last year.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago versus the Raiders as well.
I believe so, yeah.
Takes,
so let's just have him announce all Rams games.
Well, you gotta remember, Al Michaels lives in Los Angeles, by the way.
Yeah.
So, Ralph, he is a Los Angeles Rams, Dodgers fan. He knows what's going on. And he talked about it last week where Puka is joining a rarefied air, a company that the one word Los Angeles Legends. And he's done it in a very short time. When you think about Puka, a lot of people, Los Angelinos, know Puka. We know Magic. We know Kobe. We know Ohtani, right? We know Mookie, right?
Yep.
We know AD, LeBron. I say Puka. I think a lot of Angelinos know who I'm talking about. And he's been quick to go out and let people know there's some good football being played here in Los Angeles.
Al Michaels, the pride of Hamilton High School.
There it
Go
is.
Yankees, right? On the west side over there for sure. Al is
right off
LA.
of National. I'll be riding through there all the time.
Absolutely. That is, you know it. All right. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Hi, this is Sean McVey of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Take your phone calls, plus we'll continue to talk about what happened in San Francisco tonight. The Rams beat the San Francisco 49ers 12-6, and they did it with defense, special teams, and just enough offense. That's coming up next on the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Thank you for listening tonight to Rams football. Rams beat the Niners for Week 15, Thursday Night Football.
Rams football is presented by Call Jacob. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob and he will win for you. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB or visit calljacob.com.
Up next, Sunday, December 22nd, the Rams head to the East Coast. The Big Apple, well, actually, the Meadowlands, but Rams will take on Aaron Rodgers, and the New York Jets coverage will begin at 9 a.m. with the Rams countdown to kickoff at 10 a.m. Sunday, December 22nd for Week 16 NFL Sunday on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
The best holiday plans come from the back seat.
I want a hot chocolate.
I want to go sledding.
Mom, play our holiday playlist.
Yeah, play it.
Enjoy safe family trips this season. Sign and drive on select Volvo SUVs during the Holiday Safely sales event. Visit your Southern California Volvo retailers today to learn more.
I noticed that my central vision started to blur.
Figures that are usually straight started to distort to become wavy.
What are these little dark spots with blurring that I'm seeing?
There's a blind spot like a blob over my vision now.
Is my vision lost forever? Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist in a timely manner have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Don't delay seeing a retina specialist. It's worth the visit to save your vision so you don't miss out on life's precious moments, like seeing your grandchild grow up, enjoying a sunset with that special someone, or reading a good book. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm gonna take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
I mean, come on.
By the way, I do believe Sammy Davis Jr. was a Simpsons character at one point.
Of course he was. Oh, really?
Wow. Sammy Davis Jr. appeared in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Simpsons episodes.
That's right, man. That's right, babe. Hey, Bart, you're great, babe, okay?
Sedano and Cap tomorrow at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
And it is a final. It wasn't pretty, but the Rams win tonight over the Niners.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. React to today's game.
2 to snap it for Purdy. He's in the shotgun. He does beat the clock. Back to pass. Drifting to his right. Launches down the right numbers. This ball's in the air. This ball's picked. Intercepted at the goal line. Darius Williams goes to get it right in front of Juwan Jennings. And LA has the first takeaway of Thursday night football. They do it with a 9-6 lead.
Time to recap it all on the Rams postgame show with Travis Rogers and Kirk Morrison. Rams get the win in Santa Clara and get the season sweep over the San Francisco 49ers. Rams move to 8-6. Get a nice little break before heading to see the Jets in Week 16. We're all over it right now. Let's kick it off on a victory Thursday night. Rams postgame show starts right now.
Hi, this is Sean McVey of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
With Kirk Morrison, here is your host, Travis Rogers.
A premature Rams house. They got you, Kirk. They jumped the gun a little bit. Still Rams house for sure. Rams have won 7 of their last 9, right? Okay, so we talked about this after they beat the Bills, and I said we talked about it on the Travis and DeMarco show, talked about it today with AK, and the question, are the Rams the proverbial team no one wants to see in the playoffs? Are they that now? Because I'm like, I'm going to need to see them back up the Buffalo win. Now, they did it in a totally different way, but they did do it. Are the Rams that team that, maybe isn't the sexiest team, might not be the most explosive team, but are they the team like, man, you do not want to play those guys right now?
Well, I've tried to say this over the last couple weeks. The Rams have shown that they are a playoff team. Now, are they a contender? See, it's a little bit different.
Sure.
Playoffs mean that you can get to the playoffs, but can this team go on a run in the Super Bowl? I guess we'll find out if they make the playoffs. They'll probably either be a wild card or hopefully you win the division, host a home playoff game, and then you let the chips fall where they may and where they lay. So I am excited for where this team is going. They got a mini bye week right now. They get this weekend off, a short flight too, by the way, short flight. Yep. They'll be back here in Los Angeles tonight. Then they'll have the whole weekend to rest up, get some health, get some guys the proper rest that they need, and then they got a long flight, by the way, all the way to New York to take on the New York Jets, and that's not going to be an easy game. The Jets, I've been in those types of games where you overlook a team, and those guys get paid too, and those guys are fighting for their lives in terms of career, hanging on. So I don't give the Rams the anxiety of going there and thinking, okay, we may lose. What I'm saying is that they've shown that they can win in many different environments, and next week after the break will be just as tough as this game was against the 49ers.
Yeah, Kirk, it's funny, and obviously you want to get into the playoffs any way you can because, getting in is the goal, but the difference between – it's not just a home game if you win the division and a road game if you're a wild card team, and obviously there's a ways to go here. There's a lot of things that can move, but as it's set up right now, if you win the NFC West, you're going to play in the first round. You're going to play the Minnesota Vikings, a team that you beat pretty decisively during the regular season, one of the better games that you've played along the way. If you are a wild card team, you're almost guaranteed to be the 7th seed, which at this point is the Philadelphia Eagles, and we saw what that looked like on Sunday night. Now, I get it. It doesn't translate. Teams beat teams that have pounded them earlier in the season and vice versa all over the place, but I don't think anybody's out of their mind to say you'd rather play the Minnesota Vikings than the Philadelphia Eagles at this point based on what we've seen at this season.
No, you're 100% correct. I think that, obviously the Eagles have some matchups upcoming that we're going to sit back and say, okay, what can they do? Can the Eagles finish this thing out? Because the Eagles didn't finish last year. And so they're at a critical time right now. I said December football, man, it tells a lot about you. I'm going to keep preaching it, Travis. December football is different because either you're in it or you're not in it. Either you're playing well or you're not. And for a lot of those teams who aren't playing well, what is it? There's a lot of finger pointers and not a lot of thumb pointers. Okay? There's a lot of guys who want to point the finger at somebody else instead of pointing the thumbs right back at themselves and saying, what can I do? How can I be better? What am I not doing to help my team win? I don't get the sense of that with the Rams. I feel like everybody's trying to find in the competition of guys out there just making the plays when they're asked to make the plays. I always say that, man. Make the plays, the routine plays, when they're right there to be made in front of you. Michael Hoyt made plays. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Turner made plays. I'm just going up and down this roster. Jared Verse. Bobby Brown. I saw Tyler Davis go in and make a little stop. Like, when you're asked to go make a play, go make one. And guys are doing that.
I think that's a great point. Just a couple off the top. We saw a play that's been circulating through Twitter and whatnot. Kevin Dotson knocking two guys on their butts on one play.
Get them kids out the street.
Yeah, exactly. Early in the game, Matthew Stafford running for a first down. He doesn't slide. He puts his shoulder into it and goes in there head first and picks up, or at least attempts to pick up that first down. Puka Nacua kind of bobbing his way through the middle of the field, trying to find that extra yard, putting himself at risk there. We saw Kyron Williams get hit time after time and drive that pile forward. Yeah. This was one of these, you have some decisions to make game. And there were not Rams making business decisions tonight. These guys were making football decisions to try and go win a football game that they had to have, an ugly football game that they had to have. And they did. And I think that's it. At the end of the day, I'll stick my face in there. If we're going to win, I'll do it. And I think you just saw a whole bunch of guys, probably just about everybody that put on a helmet tonight made a play that was for the team like you were talking about, just a big, big night. We're going to hear from Kobe Turner. He spoke with Kaylee Hartung after the game. We'll hear from that coming up in just a little bit. Plus, we'll take a look around the rest of the league and take a look forward to what else is coming up in Week 15. That's all straight ahead on the Rams Postgame Show on 710 ESPN.
Having low income can mean making tough choices. Choosing between paying for food or medication or a place to live is a reality for many people. Do you know someone who could use some extra help? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. SSI is money you can use to help pay for basic needs, like putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent. It can mean new shoes for growing feet or help with medical needs. Call 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI to schedule an appointment or start to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car, and there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Don't forget you can hear every moment of Rams football in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just tap that Rams game day tile, and bam, you got it in the palm of your hand.
Rams with a 12-6 win over the 49ers. A big reason why was that Rams defense. Rams did not get in the end zone, but perhaps most importantly, the Rams did not let San Francisco get into that end zone. And Kobe Turner, a big part of that with a pair of sacks along the way. He spoke with Amazon's Kaylee Hartung after the game.
Well, Kobe, if Sunday's win put a spotlight on your offense, tonight was all about the defense. What did your young group prove?
Yeah, we can go out and play with anybody. It's about us not beating ourselves. And everything that happened tonight, that's us playing our brand of ball. That's us not kicking ourselves in the foot. And at the end of the day, that's the type of team that we are. So last week showed the offense can put up. They got firepower. This week showed we could. Just imagine when we put it all the way together, man. We're going to be a team force that can be reckoned with. And I'm just so excited, so proud of these young guys. I give it everything is because of the team and how we're working together, the energy that we brought. Coach said that this week is going to come down to effort and energy, and we brought it today.
You certainly did. You and I talked this week, and you were expecting those double teams to come your way. No matter who put their hands on you tonight, you were able to be effective. How?
Yeah, again, it all comes down to the 4 and 5 guys I'm rushing with. If they're not doing their job, none of that can happen. There's a number of plays where either Fisk on a high-low, BY being able to scoop tight, Verse being able to go back to power. There's nowhere for Purdy to go. I just cleaned it up. So we're all rushing with our head on fire, man, and it's exciting to be a part of this group when we're doing things the right way, and we all have that fun, that energy because we're doing it the right way. So, again, I give it all to the rest of the D-line, the back end covering. Darius coming up with a big pick after we got a pressure. But, again, that comes back to all 4 or 5 guys rushing. I had some wins tonight for sure, but it comes back to the whole team and the whole front. So I'm super proud of this young group.
Can you describe the confidence the Rams as a whole have right now in this moment?
We're on cloud 9, and so it comes back to, again, how we prepare each and every week. And the way that we've been preparing lately is going to set us up to have moments like these. So it comes down to that, and we earn the confidence through the week of work, through the week of preparation. And so as long as we keep that mindset and mentality, this gives us confidence that we can go out and do it once we put ourselves in position. But, again, next week it starts with whenever our first day of practice is, we have to earn it throughout the week by doing things the right way. And we've done things the right way, and so super proud of these guys. I could not say more about this group of men that I get to play ball with.
And you still got energy to give. We appreciate you, Kobe. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's Kobe Turner with Kaylee Hartung after the game. You could hear it, and she mentioned it.
Yeah.
The enthusiasm, the energy that Kobe Turner has,
Yeah.
and that's the sort of guy he is, and he deserves a great deal of credit for that. But I think you got to give Sean McVey a ton of. This is 2 years in a row that he had a team that was, 3-6 is
Yeah.
1-4 is and both of these teams have played their best football at the end of the year after very difficult starts. And I don't think you got to give the players a ton of credit for hanging in there, playing well, getting better, doing the work that needs to be done. But you got to give the head coach a ton of credit too for keeping his guys and believing what they're doing. And this is how you build trust. You keep saying one thing and it actually starts to happen. That's how guys start to buy in.
Man, those young Thundercats, man, they got energy. They go all night. That's one thing that you can say is that they were relentless, and they have a rotation of guys that are coming in now and that you trust. It's funny to hear Kobe Turner, who's in his second year, said, "I'm proud of my young bunch."
Yeah,
like
right.
He's a 10-year veteran. I'm like, hey, brother, you just only in your second year, but, man, that's the composure in which he played with. He had an outstanding game. And, look, it's crazy to say this, and I'm being all honesty. Aaron Donald retired this offseason, and this defense is playing very inspired football to a point where I bring that up and it's like, whoa, he did.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not taking anything away from a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Not. Yeah.
From a guy who's going to walk into Canton. As soon as they say he's eligible, you don't even have to. No one has to go up there and say, "Hey, Aaron Donald for Hall." No, stop. Let's just next person. Okay, no one needs to represent Aaron Donald at the Hall of Fame meetings. But what I'm saying is that this defense, you almost for 1 second forget that Aaron Donald, the baddest defensive player, is not on this defense, and they're still playing at a superior high level.
All right, let's talk about some of these games that are coming up in Week 15. And let's start with the one that means the most to the Rams, at least. The Packers on the road in Seattle against the Seahawks. And they just put some numbers on the TV, Kirk. If the Packers can do the Rams a favor and beat Seattle on Sunday, and the Seahawks have actually been worse at home than they have been on the road this year, the Rams are officially the odds-on favorite to win the NFC West because they will move into first place. They have the tiebreaker in hand against the Seattle Seahawks, and, of course, they will play each other in Week 18. So the Packers are the team that Rams fans are pulling for this weekend.
Yeah. Go, Pack, go. Go, Pack, go. I'm a big Jordan Love fan this week, so I think that you want to see him go out, and he'll go head-to-head with, obviously, Geno Smith. So a nice weekend of football. The Rams are going to be obviously scouting the Seattle Seahawks, their final opponent of the regular season. So it's okay to take a peek. You're not going all in, but, take a peek. Your season, it's a 3-game season now. And this is all you wanted. You wanted to have December games mean something. You wanted them to matter. The Rams got that. So December football, and I hope SoFi is going to be packed when the Rams get a chance to come back. They'll play their final 2 games at home, take care of business in the Big Apple, in New York. They're a wounded animal, the New York Jets are. Don't let them come alive. Please don't let them come alive.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that game with the Jets coming up next. Plus, we'll hear from the quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Of course, the games in Week 15 are brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. That's all coming up on the Rams Postgame Show on 710 ESPN.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pechanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pechanga.com and follow at Pechanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pechanga.
Don't you love the sounds of the holiday season? The bells, the sleighs. Woohoo! If so, your holiday's now even more magical because now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you can take home your favorite Hyundai with some of the season's greatest savings.
Drive away now in one of our most popular models with 0% APR and 0 payments for 90 days. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
These are real prostate cancer patients sharing their stories.
The holidays for me represent another year to celebrate with my family.
Another holiday. Another year.
Family history of prostate cancer can double your risk.
My dad loved the holidays.
Fighting the disease affects the whole family.
Treasure the time with your family.
I'm thankful for the Prostate Cancer Foundation, for my family, for my doctors. I'm grateful for the continued gift of life.
For me, every day is a day to celebrate.
Talk to your doctor about prostate cancer screening.
It's your health.
It's your life.
There is no greater gift than good health. This holiday season, put talking with your doctor about prostate screening at the top of your list. Want more info? The Prostate Cancer Foundation is a trusted resource and community. Go to pcf.org to learn more today. Remember, it's your life.
This is the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Here's 3rd and 12. Pressure up the middle. Purdy escapes left side, and he's dragged down as he does. Trying to get out the side door, Kobe Turner, the conductor, with a sack on 3rd down.
Season sweep over the Niners is complete. It was an ugly Week 15 win on Thursday Night Football, but we'll take it. And the fearsome Rams defense stepped up. We react right now on the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. Call, be part of the show, 877-710-ESPN. The Rams postgame show continues right now. Back to Travis and Kirk.
You look at this stat sheet, Kirk, and maybe the only one that's going to kind of jump out at you a little bit is Kyren Williams. 29 attempts, 108 yards, which isn't the greatest average in the world, just a little bit over 3.5, but some very hard-earned yards. Puka, a pretty good night, 7 catches for 97, but Cooper Kupp, no catches. Demarcus Robinson, no catches. Tutu Atwell, 1 catch. It just was an incredibly quiet night as far as the passing game went. Matthew Stafford, 16 out of 27 for 160 yards. And I'm sure if you ask each and every one of those guys that I just named, they'd all say, yeah, who cares? We win. We move on to New York, right?
And next week will be your week, right? Yeah. You're going to go against the New York Jets and hopefully better field conditions where you're able to get more targets thrown your way. Today was just not the day for the big play. You only had 1 or 2 that was you're able to throw, and the Rams connected on their big play. The 49ers got theirs intercepted one time, and then the other time, Ahkello Witherspoon knocked it away. So
yeah, it was a great play.
Think about the Rams took advantage of the explosives where the 49ers couldn't connect on their explosives.
And Matthew Stafford was the man at the trigger for the entire night. I've heard the night tonight. He played every snap this season, even all the kneel downs. Matthew Stafford has played every snap for the Rams this season. He spoke with the media after the game.
Was obviously a factor in some of the adjustments in the second half, but what did you notice about those adjustments after halftime that led to basically nearly double the advantage in time of possession for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we just executed a little bit better. I didn't think it was bad in the first quarter. The ball, was fine. I didn't play good enough on third down early. And then the second quarter got a little sloppy out there, a little messy. It was tough to hold on to the football, do anything really in the pass game. Our guys did a nice job, moving the ball, running it. And in the second half, the weather was good enough, good enough to do it all. And, I thought our guys up front did a really nice job. Kyron ran it tough. Our receivers blocked on the edge. And then, we made a couple plays in the pass game. And, like Coach was saying, I mean, that you could kind of get the feeling that was the kind of way this game was going to be played. It was going to have to be one of those games. And, you scored 44 4 nights ago or whatever it was and come out here and score 12. They both count for 1. Sure, I would love to, not hit Hufanga in the chest on third down. I would love to not do that and score a bunch of points. But you got to play each play as it is and each game as it is, and we got to win.
The read option. And then a couple sneaks, and you picked up a third and long with your leg.
Yeah.
You did slide to get the first down.
Wouldn't have gotten it.
But how's your body feeling? And in those kind of gotta have it moments,
Yep.
Do you just want the ball in your hand?
Yeah, body, we'll figure that out later. I'm not worried about it. I got 10 days. It's December, I mean, our season's on the line every single week. We go out there. It was going to be tough to throw the football in the long run, and they also clouded the concept and did a nice job of covering it up. So at that point, it was time to go. And then wasn't exactly sure where I was, but I wasn't going to be, sliding a half yard short backed up and making Sean go for hey, are we going to go for this or punt it right here? So needed that. And a couple of the sneaks, yeah, they were good. First one was good. The second one, I think Fred knew it was coming. So I tried to give him a little something and go the other way, and I asked him if I got him, but he didn't say much. And then the zone read, I love the call. I thought Fred did a great job of reading out of the stack on that one. Unfortunately we get the holding penalty, whatever. But at any point we get down that close, man, I'm doing anything we can to try and score. And if it's me surprising everybody in the stadium that I'm still holding on to it, trying to get in, I'm all for it.
Does December football feel different?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, this is what it's all about. It's what you work so hard for. I just think back on, all the OTAs, all the August training camp days, all the early season injuries and struggles and things you got to overcome to try to give yourself a chance to have an opportunity to play meaningful football in this month. In my career, I've had a bunch of Decembers, not a bunch, but quite a few Decembers that, you were just trying to play good football to play good football. We have an opportunity to keep our season alive every single time we go out there and play, and that's a whole lot of fun. And, I think our team, showed we can win football games kind of any way you want in about a 4-day span. So we got to continue to get better. By no means was it a great performance by us as an offense tonight, but, man, that was some good team football.
Sean was talking about that, just learning how to win in different ways. What does a game like this tell you about this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's what it takes this time of year. You can't sit there and go, hey, we're going to go out there every single week. and go whatever we did, 80% on third down and score 44 points and light up the scoreboard. You might have a weather game, who knows? Next week might be, a weather game, whatever it is. You got to find ways to win the football game. Got to be tough mentally and physically, and we are that. So got to continue to try to execute as good as we possibly can to make these games, more advantageous for us. But at the same time, they all count for one at this point, and any way you can get them we'll take them.
Sean said after the Eagles game, he talked about how, I think he said it was 39 days left and what that's guaranteed and what that could mean. What did you take away from that conversation?
No, I mean, he's exactly right? It kind of goes back to what I was just saying, right? You spend all this time, this year, your entire life for a lot of these guys, and myself included, just working for moments like this, and you say, okay, sometimes you kick off September 1 and you go, man, there's a lot of football, to be played. It's a daunting sometimes to look at the whole chunk. And he kind of broke it down for us and did a hell of a job going, hey, there's this many days left, and everybody's going 39 days. I mean, I can do that, And so it's a great way to kind of galvanize the group. I thought it was an awesome message. He does such a great job in front of our team at all times, but that was one that definitely resonated with the group, and guys are rallying behind it and continuing to do whatever we can to try and win games.
Hey, Matt, what type of zone is a connection between you and Puka right now?
Oh, it's good. Obviously had the big one down the field today. A couple intermediate. It was tough to throw the football in some instances, but he did a nice job. Played physical as he always does. It was a group effort for sure.
That's Matthew Stafford after a 12-6 win, and Kirk, he was saying almost exactly what you were saying all night long.
December, man.
It's December, man. This is just the way you got to do it. Sometimes you get a weather game, and it was a good, hard team effort that apparently Raider, Jacksonville, Buffalo locker rooms are a lot like Ram locker rooms. Like December football is just different, right?
Yeah, I've been there before, man. I've understood what the level of concentration that you need in December. Everything matters. How you practice, how you approach the game film, how every play matters. Those drop plays that Deebo Samuel had, or the interception by Darius Williams, those are plays that when the season's over, you'll think back and you say, wow, what a play. That moment, what did that do for our season? And to me, that's what December football is all about, man. I'm excited to see the Rams go through this journey, and this is what Sean McVey has been. Think about earlier in the season, 1-4, and we're doing a Rams postgame show, and everybody wanted him fired. Oh, fire McVay. He's lost his fastball. Dude can't coach it. And I would love to hear those phone calls from those fans. I would love to hear.
I honestly appreciate those phone calls
I do.
Because they make me know I don't have to listen. Like the second you say something like that, I can tune out and I don't have to pay attention anymore. They got another one of those December football games in New York against the Jets a week from Sunday. We're into it next. It's the Rams postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information, visit talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This is the Rams postgame show on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network. Season sweep over the Niners is complete. It was an ugly Week 15 win on Thursday Night Football, but we'll take it. And the fearsome Rams defense stepped up.
Here it is from midfield. Pressure coming. Purdy hit. Purdy sacked. Game over. Christian Roseboom clinches it. The Rams have a 3-game winning streak, and they sweep San Francisco 12-6 the final.
We react right now on the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. Call, be part of the show, 877-710-ESPN. The Rams postgame show continues right now. Back to Travis and Kirk.
All right, Kirk, before we get into the Rams going to New York to take on the Jets a week from Sunday, listening to what Matthew Stafford said in his postgame comments a second ago, something jumped out at me. He said, we had to play a couple of games in a 4-day span, which is asking a lot. As a former NFLer, spent nearly a decade in the NFL.
Right.
What do you think about the league asking the Chiefs to play 3 games in 11 days?
To me, I'm going to take a page out of the Mike Tomlin book of coaching.
Okay.
Right now, I'm on a 7-day schedule, and I'm focused on the team that's in front of me. When we get to the other side of that, then we can talk. But right now, my focus is on winning this game that's in front of me. And in the following games, we'll talk about that when we get there, because you can lose your focus thinking about, oh, my God, 3 games, 11 days. How do we do this? How do we divide the labor? Say, let's win this one first, and then we'll go get this done, right? It's like look, I tell my wife all the time, hey, I know there's Christmas lists. Let's get the stuff that we need first.
Yeah.
After we get the stuff that we need first, then we can look and see the things that we missed, or maybe we can make some adjustments down. But let's get what we need first. If that kid needs this, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't want to follow the Santa lovers out there. Sorry about that. But I'm just saying, man. That's
parents and get gifts too.
Yes, parents can get gifts too as well. But I mean, that's the analogy I think I can think of, is that the focus has to be on right now. It's only going to make your team better. It's stronger. If there's a team that's built for it, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to talk about that now, but when it's over, they've got a break, they've got a bye, and when they're sitting at home relaxing and Travis Kelce's got his feet kicked up because they're the number 1 seed in the AFC, are we going to talk about that stretch of games, or just how did you handle that stretch of games?
Or they're going to drop like flies because they got to play 3 times in 11 days, and the body is not meant to play that sport that often in that short a period of time. That is a huge ask. So we opened the postgame show, taking some phone calls, people talking about, okay, the Rams got a gimme in New York next week, and you stopped the guy cold and said, hey, hold on a second.
Yeah.
And I liked what you said, because, look, the Jets are not a good team. The Jets have had a terrible season. The Jets have been dysfunctional really my entire life, and I'm 53 years old, so take that for what it's worth. But I like what you said. There's a lot of guys on this team that are competing to stay in the league, that are competing for whatever team they may be on next year, to earn another contract, to stick around. So, yeah, they're having a bad year, and yeah, they're dysfunctional, but that doesn't mean they can't have a good day, and that doesn't mean you can't have a bad day. I'll go back, several years ago where the Rams lost to an 0-14 New York Jets team. So don't think that it can't happen. This is a game that might look like an easy one on the schedule, but you got to go in there and you got to play the way you played tonight, which is tough, focused, disciplined football. And if you do that, you will leave with a win.
You know what's interesting? Kind of want to just throw this out at you. You know what the record of the Washington Commanders were last year?
Hit me.
4-13. That didn't stop Cameron Curl from playing hard and playing physical.
Yep.
And the Rams said, you know what? I like that toughness. He signs a free agent deal in the offseason, because that guy played hard, he played physical, he played tough, regardless of circumstances. And that's why Cam Curl is a major part of this Rams secondary. That's what I'm talking about, where games may not mean anything to the fans, but it means something to these players who have bigger goals ahead of them. So that's what I love to see in these final games and things like that. But when it comes to the New York Jets, I'll keep saying it. These guys are fighting and playing for their careers, and you don't want to be the reason that I'll put it like this. I played for the Buffalo Bills my last 2 years of my career. Okay. Yep. I have friends in Buffalo still. They thought they were going to come to Los Angeles and beat up on a 6-16. Oh, they're 6-6. We got this one. And all of a sudden they were in a dogfight really quickly. They were down. They came back, but they didn't win. You cannot have that same mentality if you're the Rams going to New York. Just say, hey, we got to show up, show out, get back on the plane, and head back home.
I'm sure we'll spend a lot of time talking about this a week from Sunday. Pregame show starts at 8 o'clock. But Aaron Rodgers, do you think he plays next year? And if he does play next year, do you think he plays for the New York Jets, or do we get to see him in a third NFL uniform?
Yeah, I think he may be on his third NFL uniform.
Yeah.
He's auditioning to stay in the league still.
Yeah.
Who wants Aaron Rodgers? So he's got an opportunity against the Jaguars this week in Jacksonville, and then he's got to be able to, go against Matthew Stafford, two of the oldest quarterbacks in the NFL, going to be going at it in a couple weeks. So it's good to see turn back the clock day in New York. That'll be fun. But I also just kind of sit back and look and see the Rams have everything in their sights, right? If other teams take care of business, the Rams could be sitting pretty as they head to another playoff for another season. Excited for what Sean McVey has really put out there where a lot of people didn't see it. Rams got healthy at the right time. They're playing their best football when needed most.
Here's what I know it's going to happen in New York as well.
What's that?
The Rams are not going to have another game where Demarcus Robinson and Cooper Kupp and Tutu Atwell combine for one catch. I can't get over it. And look, I watched the entire game. I watched every play. But I did not think that there was a way for the Rams to win a game where Kupp has 0 catches, where Atwell has 1, where Robinson has 0, and they win the game.
Yeah.
They're a passing team. They like to throw the ball. Cooper Kupp is one of the greats in Ram history at catching the football, and they won a game where he didn't touch it once.
Yeah, I love how they transformed, and they took on the mentality of what this game presented itself. You learn early on what it's going to be like. And Sean McVey said, I realized early on, Matthew Stafford even said it, there's moments in the game where I realize big moments. If I don't dive head first for that first down, I put my coach in a situation where he's got to either go for it or he's got to punt. I took the guesswork out of it. That's a quarterback who had a plan before the play started, right? Before the play started, man. That's the stuff that
pre-pitch.
Yeah, that's
what we call it in baseball. That's what you go. Hey, if the ball's hit to me, what am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
Yep.
And that's the part where you can't teach that. You cannot coach that. That is just experience, and that's why you have total faith in what Matthew Stafford's been able to do.
Rams will take on the New York Jets a week from Sunday. We get an early start, 8 a.m. Of course, that is a 10 o'clock kickoff, and the Rams are on a heater. They have won 7 of 9. They have won 3 in a row, including a 12-6 win tonight against the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday Night Football. For Kirk Morrison, I am Travis Rogers, and this has been the Rams Postgame Show on 710 ESPN.
The best holiday plans come from the back seat.
I want a hot chocolate. I want to go sledding. Mom, play our holiday playlist. Yeah, play it.
Enjoy safe family trips this season. Volvo SUVs during the Holiday Safely sales event. Visit your Southern California Volvo retailers today to learn more.
NextGen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. For just $14.99 a month, enjoy year-round coverage for all your plumbing, heating, and AC needs. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. As a NextGen member, you get complimentary multi-point tune-ups, annual water heater flushes, plumbing safety inspections, and VIP 2-hour priority service. Don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXGEN today or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move